in the middle of Donald McLean Reserve. A big game for both sides. Werribee needing to get into the 5 with a win today. Out of the middle, first hands go to the Woodsman. A quick kick up towards half was nice, and the mark's been taken by Norton, who imposed himself early last week. His kick was smothered, comes out the side to Hamad. Had to work it back after he was tackled. It's gathered there by Molovas. He let it go. Seawork dives in. It comes out to the side. A kick goes inside the 50. Hand pass comes into Kinsella. He can straighten and hook it across the face. A minus score for the Woodsman to start. But straight out of the middle they came. One behind, Werribee yet to score. McGuinness with the kicking in duties for the Tigers. Goes out the city side of the ground, searching for McCormack. He slipped through his fingers, went to collect it, then shrugged the tackle, gave the hand pass over the top to Pizzuto, who runs it down the wing looking for McMahon. He had it spoiled away from him, slips out in the Seawork direction. It's picked up there by Coper, hugged against the boundary line, caught in the tackle, spilt it, taken by Lee for the Tigers. Works it up the wing, kick it inside the 50, up towards half forward. It's knocked out of the hands there of Harrington. Couldn't quite take the mark, and now the pressure is duly applied by Panay, and he holds things up about 30 metres out from goal at the bridge end of the ground. It'll be balled up.
So umpire, that's a restart. Minute gone, first quarter, 1 point lead to Spotswood. Boyd got their hit out though. Now it's the ball ends up with Dean for Werribee Districts. Got it to Black on the left side. Snaps towards goal in the Molovas direction. Tried to get a toe poke to it, couldn't. Bouncing ball still in play. Seawork put his body on the line, dived in after it. At the tip of the goal square, we're going to get another ball up. Almost a half chance there for Chris Molovas. Couldn't quite get boot to ball. Again, Boyd in the ruck, won it down. They look to clear. The Woodsman they do. Clearing kick. Comes out in the direction of Ryan, spills out to the back, bouncing ball. Well done there by Montalto, paddle it towards the boundary line now. That ball ends up with Nathan Black, gets a short ball to Scudamore, who drives it long, inside 50 in the Panay direction. He worked his way to the back with the whistle. And it's a free kick against Panay for in the back there.
It's against Pizzuto, I think.
Pizzuto. So right in the right back pocket now, Spotswood. Lynch with it. Comes out in the Hamad direction, takes the mark. It's in front of the Werribee Districts interchange bench with a little chipping ball over looking for Coper. Couldn't get it. Black's chopped off, taking the mark. He goes inboard. It's not a good kick. Scudamore gathered on the bounce. So he's tackled there by Kinsella, and the umpire come in and ball up on centre wing.
Just while we've got to break some big jobs, obviously young Harris on Bediol, Langlands and Lee, Naif and Molovas, Ryan with McGuinness, Bactac and Dean.
And the dog came onto the ground, but he's been retrieved and got off the surface. Tried to get a touch, kick out of the stoppage up towards half forward for Spotswood. It's gathered there by Norton. Tries to screw back the kick to centre half forward. It's gathered in defence by Plumridge there for the Tigers. Dished the hand pass back, and now the clearing kick goes beyond defensive 50. Dimkovsky put his body on the line in front of McMahon. In comes Pizzuto, dives over the footy, slips the tackle back to McCormack. Up the line towards Scudamore, and now to Lee. They found a bit of space forward of halfway. That's a bullet to Panay, bounced off his chest, gathered it himself, shrugged the first tackle, and then was pinged surely. And the non-officiating umpire has called it in the end.
Jeez, Pizzuto's just clear about 4 blokes.
Great tackle. Kieran Lynch, the young fella's got the big job on Panay. That's the coaching staff have really put the pressure on him.
He's winning 2-0 at this stage.
Yep.
But the Tigers looked lively in the early stages. Mark down the outer wing.
Sam Davis, he's got the big job on Morrow.
He's at left half back. He's going to affect the switch. He took his time to get rid of it, but it works out okay. Coper marks on his defensive goal line. Flicks it out to the side for Hamad. He's got Molovas, has to get around him. Did it pretty easily. His kick wasn't his best, but it worked for Newton. He wants to draw the man. Black knocked him over, but he got the hand pass free. Up the wing, corralled against the boundary line by Matty Dean. Well done there by Jason Marks, it was for the Woodsman. And now they work it via hand. Kick inside the 50, coming up late. They didn't quite go. They let the footy go. It falls to Bediol at full forward. Gathers, shrugs 1-2, slipped the hand pass away. It might have been a throw. Umpire didn't see that. Plumridge comes up with it. Bounce didn't favour him. Almost got caught by Dimkovsky. Kicks out of defence. Boyd leads the race towards the boundary line. He's going to pick it up. He's corralled there by McMahon. Screws a little click cleverly for Marks, who wants to get around Scudamore. He does. No, he just hops on the spot. Now he works the hand pass back. This is Jordan Boyd, close to the boundary line, left half forward. Sold the dummy around McMahon, kicks inside 50, and the mark's taken by Dimkovsky. He might be on the tip of the arc. He kicks inside, searching for his teammate there. Hand pass comes out to the side. Dean applies the pressure. Little topo kick back to centre half forward. Newton's there to receive the hand pass. It was knocked to his advantage. They got to be good here. Marks got rid of it just in time. Kicks up in the Hamad direction. Kept it in front of him. Molivas applied the pressure. So did Prismal. He knocks it out. It was flicked out to the side. Kick inside 50. And Scudamore mops up for the Tigers. Takes the defensive mark. And finally, they can slow things down.
Loving the tackling. Oh, the standard of this. It's really quick.
Scudamore got it to Lee. Now he gets it to Morrow inside 50. He runs towards Goff and 30. And he's put it through. Just like that. 3 kicks from our centre half back, and Werribee Districts get the first goal of the game to Brent Morrow. They lead by 5 points. 1 straight, plays 1 behind. 6 minutes gone, first quarter.
Oh, what a free-flowing game of football we've got here, boys. It's
quick.
It's quick, but it's willing and tough in the clinches. And Naif Hamid out in this wing here, he has just burnt Chris Morrow, and he's just stumbled. Molivas, sorry. Yeah. He's just gone off for a spell. He's out of petrol tickets already. But
he ran him ragged there for about 30 seconds, and he was about 7 metres behind him, I reckon.
Yeah, young Syme here had the perfect opportunity to attack the footy from Langlands, and you've just got to commit your body, young fella.
So we return back to the middle. McMahon won it down, but they overran it, the Tigers, and so did the Woodsman. It comes back to McMahon. It spills out to the side. Dean slips a quick hand pass. It's picked up there by Montalto. Gives it to Ali Fracco. Chucks it on the boot up to half forward. Coming up to meet it there. Unable to take the mark was Morrow, the goal kicker. Prismal applies the pressure. Picked up there in defence by Boyd. Flicks out to the side. Now Langlands can go forward for the Woodsman. Dinky little kick up to centre half forward. Coper comes up to meet it. Wants to flick the hand pass over the top. Instead he goes in the Bilby direction. Here the Shepherd was laid by Syme. Kicks into full forward. Missed the target. McMahon goes in. It missed him. Comes up to meet it there inside 50. A chance for Nick Ryan there attacking the footy hard, and he's going to win a free. He was dealt with after he got rid of it by Scudamore. Nick Ryan, he's too far out to score. Pokes a kick into the pocket. Beautiful. The defenders got lost there. A mark's been taken in the right forward pocket.
Syme.
Stephen Syme.
Brent Morrow's told you, Willow and Smackers yesterday on the preview show that he wanted to hurt him on the scoreboard. Knew that he hadn't been kicking enough goals, so it was a good start for him.
Nick Syme for a steadying goal for the Spotswood Woodsman from the right forward pocket. Kick. Eases it across the face. Just misses. A minor score. 2 behinds to the Woodsman. Werribee 1 straight 6. 4 points the difference. 8 minutes gone. Black finds McGuinness from the kick-in. Edged it close to the boundary line. He comes inboard and finds Harris, who marks and goes to McCormack and then back out the outer side. This is Harrington. Sweeps the hand pass up the line for Paddy. He was in a bit of strife there, but he did well. Disposed of it for looking for Lee. He spent it before he had it, and then he dropped it and was wrapped up. And now they'll ball it up.
It's just twice now that Werribee, after Spotswood have kicked a point, have got it easy out of their defensive area. That's one thing Spotty going to have to tighten up about.
So ball up just inside Werribee's attacking 50. McMahon trying to get a handball out. Paddy lays a big tackle. I think the umpire will come in and ball up again, and he will.
Has Spotty run the zone rather than a man-on-man?
There was a zone there, but
because they've picked the zone to pieces.
I was just about to say the same thing, Kev.
Boyd clearly with their hit out, got it down to Ryan, but it's going to come back now. The balls end up with Prismill, goes inside 50, hits Matty Dean on his own there. He's taken a mark, and he'll kick from about 50 directly in front.
Yep, he's just in the right spot, positioned himself through the corridor, and he knew Prismill had swung around on his left foot.
Yeah, it's a good kick by Prismill.
Yep.
Look for the options. So Matty Dean now on his way in. Kicks now towards goal. Looks pretty good. The goal umpire working a little bit there, has just missed just to the left. So 1 behind there to Matty Dean. Lead 5 points. Werribee Districts 1-1-7. Spotswood 2 behinds.
They've worked it quickly out, but it was a poor kick in. Langlands couldn't trap it inside the line, and it will be thrown in. And
I
left
just think
half
that's
forward.
a conscious thing by Werribee going into their forward line. They're dropping their eyes. They're not bombing away because they haven't got the tall timber in there to take the mark. So they're just looking for bodies that are vacant.
At the throw-in, Boyd got it first there. Double-fisted it back into the field of play. Hand pass comes out. In fact, it was a little boot from the Spotswood defence, and it was marked by Seawack, who was guarding the space nicely. He's too far out to score at left half forward. He sets it up to the hot spot. They fly, coming in from the side. Molavas couldn't quite bring down the mark. Langland's let it go. Lee gathers it from him and runs in and squeezes it through just. That's a poor effort there from Tom Langlands. He had his hands on the ball.
Yeah,
He lost it.
Yeah, he went to feed the handball out, and Lee just cherry picked it, and well done to him. Good start here by Werribee. What's that breeze worth, Kev, do you reckon?
I wouldn't. From what I was, when we were out there, Willow, I don't know if it's...
Probably 2 goals tops.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's their 2.
Oh, they look like they're capable of kicking more than that.
So back in the middle. McMahon wins it down. Langland's wrapped up in a tackle there by Dean. Still inside the centre circles. Another ball up. So 11 minutes gone.
It's no great rocket science thing, but tackling pressure equals, just having momentum in the game.
Matty Dean there again with another tackle. Tippett tried to get a handball away. Now diving in on top is Paddock, and we're going to get another ball up. We're just slightly forward to centre for Spotswood. So they trail by 11 points in the opening quarter. So the hit outs, one out there by the Werribee Districts. Now it's just a bit of paddling ball there. It's wrapped up. Dylan Taylor tried to get the ball away, couldn't. Now it's with Alafraco, another ball up. So Rucks go at it. Bennett wins it, but it's going to come out through Alafraco to Dean, but it's chopped off by the Woodsman. Now quick kick inside 50, might come off, and it has. Callard takes the mark down low, just inside the 50. He's going to go back and have a shot. Yeah. So Dylan Callard, 21 on the season. Takes his time now, runs inside 50, kicks from about 49. He's got a fair bit of it, because he's kicked it. Got a great goal, Dylan Callard into the breeze. It's what they needed, did the Woodsmen. They trail by 5 points, 1-2-8 plays, 2-1-13. 12 and a half gone first quarter.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be a bit too far out, but he knows his own ability by foot, and he had plenty of distance on it. Just structurally now, Spotswood, now that Bennett's gone in, that's thrown Murray Boyd forward. Now young Josh Harris has had to go and pick him up, and it's freed up Betty. Now he's got Nathan Black's going to go down there. Dylan Taylor, so there's a bit of a mismatch here.
Back in the centre bounce. They go. Langlands was tackled, managed to get rid of it. Kick inside 50 for the Woodsman. Leading to the ball was Callard again. He had it fisted away from him. Ali Fracco gets onto it for the Tigers. It's knocked away from him. Well done by Tippett. He was picked up and disposed of straight away by Ali Fracco.
It's good by Ali Fracco. It was 4 on 1 then.
I was just about to say their work rate at the moment, Spotswood, got numbers to every contest.
Tigers by 5 points, 13 and a half gone opening term. At the throw in, again to the front, it was knocked straight back out of play there by Jordan Bennett. And they'll throw it in again, right in front of the Woodsman's interchange bench, which is about 70 metres out from their goal at right half forward.
Scudamore now running with Langlands.
So they grapple with each other. McCormick won it down. Brismore got first hands to it. He was ghosted there pretty closely by Davis. Comes out to the side. Oh, little slip of the football there by Davis. It comes to Bennett. Found a bit of space. Gives it over to Norton. He was caught in the tackle. Tried to sell one, but he got caught high the second time. Otherwise, he was gone.
He ducked the first time.
Well, he wanted to give the hand pass running by to Langlands. There wasn't quite enough space. He's going to dink one inside 50 to Boyd. He overran it slightly. Seawack was in the perfect spot. Hand pass to Molavas. He just chucked it on the boot out towards the city wing. Pursuing it there for the Woodsman is Jason Marks. He keeps it in play and then dodges around one. He went to kick it. He was tackled just as he got rid of it. It was only just a little toe poke. Scudamore to Molavas on his favoured left. His disposal lets him down. He was kicking in the direction there for the Tigers of Dylan Jose. He's turned it straight over, and the Woodsman can come out towards centre wing, and collecting it there is Nick Ryan.
Handball's over the top to Bettiol, and he goes back in the Ryan direction. Oh, it's a poor handball. Now they're going to come away with it. The Districts with Donnan. Short ball there. Hits up Jose. Centre wing. It's on the broadcast side. It's a bit of a slow build-up now. It's forced to kick it long. It's a good kick out in front there of Harrington. The good spoil there by Newton. Now that ball ends up with Ryan. He's hemmed up against the boundary. A little short ball looking for Bettiol. Gathers on the bounce. Bettiol tries to break the tackle of Taylor. But Taylor sees him out of bounds, and we're going to throw in centre wing.
Already you can see the difference in Bettiol. He's moving and covering some ground today, not like last week.
It's amazing what a rocket up your clacker will do.
But that's what he's like, Kev. He was like that in the under-19s. He was a bit lazy.
Throw in. Bennett just belts it forward, down as far as Plumridge though, breaks one tackle, then got the handball away, got the Scudamore, got it on the bounce, he's dispossessed. Umpire said holding the ball, advantage played. Now the Woodsmen go forward, marked by Callard in front. Out. Did well, Gale goes in that Boyd direction, and he's got it in one, juggled it, taking the good mark in front of Nathan Black. He called it Smackers. Boyd's there in the one-on-one, go there and get in there quick, and he'll kick from about 40 out with not much angle.
Yeah, you can just see if Jordan Bennett can hold up that ruck position and it frees up Boyd, he's just got to mismatch him and Charles Bettiol here.
So Murray Boyd, so the Woodsman second, kicks on about 45, pulled it way left.
Kicked it like a ruckman.
And he's put it through for one behind. So it's a 4-point lead to Werribee Districts, 2-1-13 to 1-3-9, 16 and 3/4 minutes gone first quarter.
You're right, Smackers. They've got no one of that size in their back line at all.
And Nathan Black is probably their tallest defender at the moment. He was opposed to Boyd in the last contest, clears the defensive 50, picked up by Bennett, the ruckman, who's in the contest at the moment. Loses it. Montalto overruns it. Ali Fracco dishes it out to the side. Hamad's there, slips the hair buster Langlands. He's got enough space. He tries to skew it through off the side of the boot out on the full.
He's missed by 15 metres.
You read I reckon you read all of our minds there, Smackers, with the isolation of Murray Boyd in the goal square, because there's no one who can jump with him.
They're going to have to structure up different. Wherever they might have to, Ben McMahon or Jared McCormack again, might have to rest down there with him, I think.
Oh, that's a dangerous ball. It's been turned over. Tipped off there by attack, snaps into the man on the mark. It's picked up by Black. Head pass too hard, then Black got it back and was crunched and landed there by Bilby. That was a huge hit. We heard it from here. There'll be ball up. It's full forward for Spotswood.
Oh, the attack did not move.
Don't worry, great stuff by Nathan Black too.
That makes your bones shiver from the stoppage. Knocked goal side. Black was waiting for it. Pokes a kick out in the Molavas direction. How will it bounce? It didn't really favour him. He did well enough to pick it up, then got around Marks easily enough. Kicks towards centre half forward. Dangerous ball. Coming back with the flight there was Kieran Lynch, but it's picked up instead by Harrington at centre half forward. Lowers the eyes for Panai. Put it at his bootlaces, kept it in front of him, wants to give it over the top. Picked up now for the Tigers by Donnan. Works it inside the 50, and that's nicely used. And the mark's been taken 40 metres out from goal.
It's good work there before by Kieran Lynch, just working the mark there.
Just listening to Chris Gillam yelling from the sidelines at Ryan Harrington, who's just been that 5% off he can be sometimes. So you just don't hit the target properly, you just don't get to the contest quick enough. Just been that little bit off Ryan at early stages of this game.
Morrow, 45 metres out directly in front. Kicked the first, and he squeezes home another. Beautiful finish from Brent Morrow. He's come in. He's kicked two to start. A beautiful start for him. And obviously providing plenty for the Tigers, as we mentioned. 3-1-19 to 1-3-9. We're nearing time on in the opening turn.
Oh, what a great start from both clubs there. It's a lot playing on the line, and they're all throwing their bodies in. Full credit to both sides. Now, just with that, Molavas has gone forward now, so both coaches are moving the names around.
So Bennett got his hands to it, but it got to Lee, got a quick handball to Prismal, just bombs one inside centre half forward, bouncing ball. Panai is there with Newton now. Morrow runs onto it, he's tackled well though. Loose ball, picked up by Paddy. Centering ball, looking for Harrington. Gareth Newton there with a big fist, punches it through for 1 behind. So margin back to 11 points, 3-2-20, Werribee Districts. Spotswood 1-3-9-20 gone, first quarter.
Knight with the kick-out duties now.
So Knight goes down the broadcast wing, finds Norton, who takes the mark inside his defensive 50, kicks it up in the Bennett direction. Callard's at the back, but coming off the bench there was Marks, who did brilliantly, kicks up in the direction of Tippett, grappling with Scudamore. They didn't leave each other's possession. Diving in there was Coper. He might have got an elbow in the noggin from Scudamore. There's plenty of feeling out there. It'll be balled up at right half forward for Spotswood.
Yeah, that was just Patakat read it off the hands there, Pep.
At the throw in, attack comes through again, slips the hand pass out to Tippett. Getting in his way there was Nicholas Ryan. It spills over the back inside the 50. Black did nicely, kicks for Pizzuto in the middle, has to gather it cleanly. He's going to be sandwiched by 2 Woodsmen, but he picked it up himself, gives it to Molovas, back towards Pizzuto from 45 out. It wasn't his best kick, turns it over, but Newton in the end spilt the mark, and they'll throw it in the right forward pocket.
Yeah, just had perceived pressure then on Pizzuto. He still had time and space to just straighten up, but that's what a game like this is.
So we have the throw in the right forward pocket. Bennett and Morrow in the ruck. Bennett with the left hand. Clearance goes to the Woodsman. Bouncing ball in front of Syme. Gathers on the bounce. Good running there. Now ball ends up with Coper. He kicks past centre wing in the Callard direction. Took a strong mark there in front of Taylor. Plays on quickly. Look, he's got Dimosky all on his own.
Jeez,
inside
his
50.
It's been outstanding, Callard's.
And from a great kick from Callard, hits Jordan Dimkowski inside 50. He'll go back and look for the Woodsman's second goal of the afternoon from about 45 metres on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, he's just covered the ground a bit quicker than the other young fella, Gavin Donovan, and both played interleague together, so good matchup.
So Dimkowski's not much of him. Comes in now, kicks on its way, pulled it to the left, 1 behind. Margin 10 points in favour of Werribee Districts, 3-2-20. Plays 1-4-10, Spotswood 22.5 first quarter.
Just see if they can pick their way through. Spotty now. Kev have gone man on man with a kick out now.
Yeah, it wasn't the press wasn't working at all for him.
Nathan Black, usually pretty reliable by foot, and he worked it short.
Yeah, they've cut off this next kick. That's the one they had to kill.
Isn't it good, the difference between a good side and a bottom side, when the coach can just send out the run and go, right, man on man all over the ground, and this is what happens.
So Lee with the kick. It wasn't his best, but it fell into the arms of Jordan Paddy at right half back. And now they
they got some little blokes.
So from Lee to Paddy, 2 of the shortest, and now to Pizzuto. Not so large himself with a big heart, Mark Pizzuto. He kicks it down, looking for one of the other shorties in Paddy. This time it duly goes over his head and it's spoiled out of play. It'll be thrown in.
Probably the knock on his game, Pizzuto, isn't it?
Yeah, he's kicking. And that decision then, you don't go short to a 50-50 to a short bloke.
A lot of logic in that. Gary Turner.
Said by Gary Turner is 189 centimetres.
Years of coaching experience. Now here comes Lee to Paddy. Caught in the tackle, dumped on the ground, slipped it away, off hands, throw in.
You're better off going short to a 50-50 to a bloke that's over 6'3".
Yeah. It'll be thrown in at right half forward, about 55 metres out from the Tigers' goal, who've made some good work in this opening term. They're up by 10. McMahon got to it first, flicked it out to the side. Chance for Bennett, knocks it away straight to Alifraco. Slipped through the tackle, lost it, then picked it up again. Caught again, and a ball up.
Just worked their way back into it. Spotswood, haven't they? Just slowed the momentum down a bit.
Game slowed down a fair bit.
So Bennett just bunches it forward. Picked up by Donnan, handballs to McGuinness. Bit of a fumble there. They still paddled it well to himself, but he slipped over. And Norton came in, laid the tackle. Umpire come and ball it up, centre wing. clubroom side of the ground. McLean Reserve, so nearly 25 gone, 10-point lead to Werribee Districts. 3-2, plays 1-4. Play restarts. Bennett fresh aired it. Norton gets it. Right foot, kicks in the Coper direction. McGuinness uses his body well, but the ball spills to the back of the pack. McGuinness runs onto it. Breaks one tackle, but he's run out of bounds, and we'll get a throw in.
I think both coaches would actually be reasonably happy, Smackers.
Yeah, the endeavour from both sides has been really good, and their commitment to the teammates has been good. So, yeah, good standard so far.
And I just reckon their on-field adaptability to the situation's been really good from both teams as well.
Now, throw back in. McMahon in front, got it down. Donnan's got it, wrapped up in a tackle by Ryan. He's been pinged holding the ball. Free kick to the Woodsman. So Nick Ryan's got it.
It's the new tackle of the 2017 and onwards.
Goes short, inside 50, popped it up for Bennett. Took the mark.
It's pretty poor defence there. He just lollipopped that in the air and
just
no one
on
got
the
there.
50, the man on the mark. So take a fair effort there from Jordan Bennett. He's going to have a crack. Comes in, left foot. He's going to set it up to the top of the goal square. Boyd's there, can't get a run at it. McMahon in front, couldn't take it. Coper gathered, siren. There's the first quarter here at McLean Reserve. It is Werribee Districts 3-2-20 lead. Spotswood 1-4-10. It's a 10-point margin. Goal kickers for Werribee Districts. We've got 2 to Brent Morrow and 1 to Trent Lee, and for Spotswood just the single there to Dylan Callard. So at quarter time here in our WRFL match of the day, it is Werribee Districts leading Spotswood by 10 points.
The Tigers. We get set. The second quarter. A big 30 minutes ahead to finish up the opening half. Out of the middle, McMahon won it down. Off the line was Ali Fracco, caught in the tackle straight away. And they will do it again. 3 goals, 2-1, 4 in the opening quarter. Bennett wins it down. Jordan Boyd tries to ghost onto it. It's gathered instead here, but for the Tigers inside 50. Molavas takes the mark.
It's Donnan.
Josh, I think it was. Yep, Dylan Josh.
Jose, yep. And I was going to mention this before he lines up, Smackers. The Tigers have a game that holds up pretty well, kicking into a win. They like to run and carry.
Yeah, and they get numbers up.
And quick handballs, so that is a way you can cut the way through the breeze. So whether it has much of an impact on their style, certainly up for debate. But Molavas to start the second term,
good kick.
kicks the goal. And that's perfect for the Tigers to get things underway inside the first minute of play in the second term. Chris Molavas, we know he can hit the scoreboard in a hurry. He's got his first, and the Tigers out by 16.
Yeah, it was a good start. Just they've structured up with the 3 big tools down there in Morrow, Harrington and Molavas now.
Around the grounds, boys, Laverton 1-3-9, North Sunshine 2-3-15. Those late couple of changes for North Sunshine, a couple of the boys playing an Aboriginal game. And Sunny Heights 1-2-8, Sanctuary Lakes 5-3-33.
So from the restart, Prismill gets Lee into space, runs the half forward on his left boot, goes inside 50. Oh, came off luckily there for Bizzuto. He moves it on quickly, looking for Panay. Some shocking kick. Panay laid the tackle. Did his opponent have the ball? Umpire said no, play on. And again, Panay comes in with another big tackle. Ball up, 20 out directly in front of the Werribee Districts goals.
Yeah, just a bad kick there by Bizzuto. Panay had 2 or 3 metres on young Lynch. That kick had been spot on, they would have had another shot on goal.
So umpire, 3 starts it now. Bennett put it into space. Panay again with a tackle. Now the ball spills out to Langlands. He kicks to the outer side, looking for his teammate there in Ryan. Ball bounces awkwardly in front of him, but did well gathered. Langlands kept running, got it back now, but he's turned it over. McGuinness chops it off centre wing. Moves it quickly to Black. Goes in forward from McCormick. Shocking kick. They've turned it straight over. Giving it to Syme. Now Syme moves it on quickly. Goes out looking for Boyd. He takes the mark. Inside 50.
Bruce is picked up, boys.
So there's a terrible turnover there by Werribee Districts. Now Murray Boyd has taken a mark. He'll kick for about 48. Tightish sort of angle. comes in now, kicks on its way. Looks all right. No, pushed it slightly to the right. One behind. Margin 15 points in favour of Werribee Districts. 4-2-26 plays 1-5-11. 3 minutes gone, second quarter.
Well, Spotswood tactically setting up okay, but you've still got to finish off your good work. 1 goal 5. Not quite getting it done at the moment. They're down by 15 points. 3 and a bit minutes into the second term. Black kicks it beyond the defensive 50, searching for Morrow. It missed him. And it's a free kick to Spotty because no one touched. And I think Morrow forgot about that rule because he didn't make much of an effort to go pick it up. Whether he forgot or was just... It was nowhere near it regardless. Marks comes up with it at centre half forward. Left it behind. Now a chance for the Tigers. Molavas in heavy traffic to McGuinness. Now out the back. Here's a chance. McCormack kicks inside 50. Glorious. He can put Panay into space. Oh, Spotswood defence in a bit of trouble. And it was Lynch. And Panay kicks to the teeth of goal. The bounce was horrible for the defenders there. Newton did well to mop up in the end. And he can run out of defence. He kicks to centre half back. Spilling the mark he should have taken there. And now Lee, he let it go. Hand pass comes over to Molavas. Now to McGuinness. Now Panay's got enough space. Drop the mark, goes onto it. Gathers. He won't give the hand pass. He'll run in and he'll miss.
It was a good shepherd there by Lee.
It was a great shepherd. And Panay missed the chance.
Yeah, young Coper dropped that mark at centre half back, and all of a sudden there's a shot on goal. Kieran Lynch did really well a couple minutes before it. I thought Panay was going to sell him the dummy, but he stood firm, the young fella.
So 16 points to lead. Marks with the kicking in duty, goes to the outer side in the Bennett direction. Big pack flies. Bennett pedals it forward. Paddock runs onto it, gets the handball looking for Kinsella. Had to reach for the left hand, just paddled it forward. Ball now in the centre of McLean Reserve now, but then now it's going to spill out to Molavas at half forward. Now McCormack from just outside 50, low ball looking for Pizzuto, caught behind. Ball spills off hands. Get off the ground, he can! Mark Pizzuto gets the goal for Werribee Districts. And the lead now to 22 points. Werribee Districts 5-3-33. Lead Spotswood 1-5-11. 5.5 gone second quarter.
Yeah, they're just winning that the crucial 50-50 contest through the middle at the moment. Werribee, and then they're feeding it out, and isn't it a luxury to have big McCormack here? He's 6'3" or 4" playing on a wing. Pep,
he's very mobile.
He's been involved the last 2 forward entries here.
Molavas has been terrific in this quarter so far for him too.
He's a match winner, Molavas. McMahon rose early, hung in the air, won it down straight to Dean. He was tackled. Kinsella got in his back. It spills out to Norton. Kicks inside the 50. Boyd out on a long lead. In fact, it was Callard. He takes the mark. 50 out from goal. He might be within range. Whether he backs himself is another thing. He won't. He'll go short to Norton. Dangerous ball. Lee was closing, but Norton made it work. Takes the mark.
50 boys having a bit of a rumble in the middle.
Yeah, Matty Dean and Kinsella, they're at it again.
And now Tom Langlands enters the fray, and he has marked in the hole, still at centre half forward, but 45 metres out. And we were wandering around there earlier, Willow. That ground in the middle is quite firm, so maybe Matty Dean not pleased with the treatment he's received, but Langlands needs to stand up for the Woodsman, and he hooks it left all the way. Another behind. 1 goal, 6-12, the Spotswood Woodsman. Werribee Districts 5-3-33, up by 21. Nathan Black is a good man to have the ball in his hand, so poised and collected with ball in hand out of defence. He gave it to McCormack, and now running through up in the Harrington direction. The kick was poor. Newton leads in the race. He couldn't keep it in though. It'll be thrown in, and just as quick as a flash. It happened a few times in the first 10 minutes of this opening quarter. Smackers, the Tigers' ability to clear it out of their defensive half was a little bit too easy. I'm sure that needs to be addressed by Anthony Eames. At the throw-in, left half forward for the Tigers, one down by Bennett. Clearance comes the way of the Tigers though, but only as far of Darcy Wilson, who picks it up, kicks down the wing. A chance now for Montalto, who smothered the bounce of the ball and then won it himself, but he lost it again as soon as he had it. Straight to Langlands, kicks a high ball up towards right half forward, knocked away from Allard, roved brilliantly by Bettiol, runs to 40 and kicks the goal.
Wow.
Charles Bettiol, that's a way to get your confidence up. His first, and a much needed one for the Woodsmen. They close to within 15. 2-6-18, the Tigers 5-3-33, 8 go on second term.
That is as hardest thing you can do, running flat chat. That spoil by young Harrison Black was just thumped, and he hit that front and centre at full pace for a guy at 6'2". Didn't fumble, and then
he's been unlucky.
It's a 1 in 10 collection there from Bettiol.
He's done it well, and he is a confidence player, Charles. So we'll just see the next 5 minutes what he can do.
So back in the middle, Boyd back in the ruck, but there's no hit out there. Now ball ends up with McMahon to Dean. Now halfback Montalto kicks out to a bit of space there. Prismal's running at it. Now the ball gets punched forward to Lee. He's got a little bit of space. Lee gets a low ball. Drop mark there by Harrington. Should have taken it. Got it back to Lee. Hard up against the boundary line. It goes across the face of goal. We're going to throw in. And he gets told all about it, does Ryan Harrington. He should have marked that one. Really took it a bit easy there, didn't he?
Ooh, had it been a cream pie, he would have had cream all over his face.
Got clear advice from the Spotswood fans. As we're going to throw in left forward pocket for the Districts. Boyd gets the hit out. Now ball's out with Lee. He's tackled by 2 players there. Norton. I can't pick the other one, but we're going to ball up. 20 out from the District's goal.
I just think Mollivis won out in that forward line. He's more dangerous up down there than he is up on a wing. So it's a good move,
So ball spills out. Quick kick out of the pack there by Prismal's punch through for a rush behind. So the margin 16 points. Werribee Districts 5-4-34. Spotswood 2-6-18. They've turned it over though from the kicking. Ball with McCormack. He's wrapped up in a big tackle there by Bilby in a free kick. Left back pocket for the Woodsman.
Oh, that was almost a debacle there. Free kick to the Woodsman at left half, left back pocket. They're trailing by 16 points. It was a poor kick. Coming up to meet it there was Murray Boyd, and then he was just corralled over the boundary line by McGuinness.
They got the hips again with their foot skills, the Woodsman.
Just around the grounds, boys. From the app, Albion 3-1-19, Hoppers 2-6-18, Deer Park 6-3-39, Caroline Springs 6-2-38.
Wow. That's against the breeze too, Kev.
Norton did nicely. Out the side, Kinsella. He got it from Patak and gave it over the top to Boyd, who screwed it out of play on the full. And the Tigers will take it from centre wing.
And they didn't get another goal here, Pep, for all their forward entries that had the Tigers. They've got to get some reward.
Montalto kicks up to half forward. Morrow couldn't quite bring down the mark, tried to lay the tackle from his hands and knees. They go through the middle here.
Mark.
That's a good mark in the middle. Was it paid? It was. It's Nick Ryan on the edge of the centre square. Wants to go through the middle. Switches the play to Hamad. He's going to spread it further wide. No, he goes further afield. And Callard takes the mark on the lead against Trent Lee. And that's another bit of an undersized matchup there. In fact, it's not Trent Lee. Plumridge, rather. Dylan Callard marks 40 metres out. Right forward pocket.
It's a hard kick from that pocket. We've seen Murray Boyd spray one to the right, and then Tommy Langland's to the left.
The breeze has blown right into that pocket.
Callard sets it on its way. It's always near side. Should have asked Charles Bettiol for assistance. 2-7-19 to 5-4-34.
Around the grounds, boys. At the end of the first quarter, Altona 2-5-17, Sunshine 4-4-28.
So some missed chances for Spotswood. They're not out of the game yet. Clearing kick goes out of defence, and then the next one down the wing, chopped off by Ryan, gives it to Hamad, close to the boundary line, works the hand pass up the line for Patak. Didn't have much time to get rid of it, finally does. Here's Hamad again, caught there by Donnan of the Tigers. The kick goes up inside the 50. They fly it, fisted forward. Black ghosts onto it, slips the hand pass out to the side. They've lost it again. Seawick there, under pressure, good tackling.
Well, no, free kick.
Too high.
Caroline Springs were kicking with the wind that quarter too, Smackers.
I knew that.
Just
giving those Caroline Springs supporters a bit of hope that if they're sitting at home and they didn't make the journey down to Deer Park. I know it's a whole 5Ks, but I'm sure there's blokes sitting in their backyard having a beer.
Tom Langlands from 40 metres out, sets it up, it's going to go right to the line.
Oh,
Kinsella, did
Salah.
he get hands to it? No, they've paid it the way of the Tigers.
Man in front.
Nathan Black has it. He works it short to Lee, who has a bounce in the right back pocket. Works it up the line. That's a beautiful kick in the Pizzuto direction, but he had it spoiled away from him at the last minute. No ifs about it. Was a good kick, but there was good defence there from Spotswood. It'll be thrown back in.
So left half forward for the Woodsman.
Is where the dangerous Werribee at a stoppage on centre wing, and they push all the forwards up and try and get it out the back.
Short throw in. Paddle, smash forward now. It ends up with Coper. Handballs back to Patak. Left boot. High ball. Going out wide, but it's going to bounce. Stay in. The McGuinness gathers. Handballs to Plumridge. Short ball to Montalto. Don't know if it carried, was 15. Plays on. Runs himself in a bit of trouble. Give it the handball to Donnan. Got it to Dean. He's handballed it straight to Paddock though. On his left boot again. Kicks a little mongrel inside 50. Loose ball. Bennett fumbled it. Two Werribee District players looked at each other. It was your ball. Now Montalto gathers. Gets it to Dean. Fumbles. Has it still got a bit of time? No. Pushed over the boundary line by Jordan Boyd. Throw in. About 60 round from the Woodsman's goal. So the throw in just next to the Werribee District's interchange bench. Boyd in the ruck. Gathers, try to gather with the one hand. Loose ball, handball's just in hope. Still a hot ball inside 50. Comes to Norton, wrapped up in the tackle by Molavas. Umpire said play on. Langland's on all fours. He's wrapped up in a tackle. We get a ball up.
All-important Divi 2 game, boys. Newport 5-4-34, lead Auburndale 2-4-16.
So the ball up, still inside Spotswood's 50. McCormack just belted into space. Seawick got it, but he's wrapped up immediately and tackled by Tippett. Another ball up at centre half forward now. So 15 gone, second quarter, 15-point lead to the Werribee Districts. 5-4-34, plays 2-7-19. Play restarts. Boyd gathered it, handballed into space, running onto it. There's Black, broke one, tackle broke two. Almost play on to the call now. They clear it. Now it balls end up with Seawick. Now to Pizzuto. Running through the centre square, puts it in the space in the Paddy direction. Gathers on the bounce. He's got Lee on the lead. It hits him on the chest.
Oh, turn around.
And he's not turning around.
Oh, he's still got Swiak on his own. Look,
he's still there. He's leading the space again. Lee's going to go back and he'd want to kick it. It's going to be a tough kick from about 45. There's again good ball movement from half back by Werribee Districts. Trent Lee comes in. It's at 1 this afternoon. Kicks on its away. High ball. It like might fall short. No, it's going to carry. It's a goal there to Werribee Districts. Trent Lee with his second takes the lead to 21 points at the 16-minute mark of the second quarter. Werribee District 6-4-40. Spotswood 2-7-19.
Yeah, good on him. He knew what he was doing because he had a 2-on-1 at that moment when he took the mark. But that's when they're at their dangerous best, Werribee. The three deeper forwards were all little boys, or little blokes, Paddy, Lee and Panai, and they just get it over the top and they stretch that defence.
Little hot dogs.
Yeah, they are little hot dogs.
So Boyd's been worked into the ruck for Spotswood. Wins it down, tried to get it for Kinsella, but he was kept out of it. And then caught high was Ali Fracco by Langlands. He's in the centre square, wants to work it laterally, so he spreads it wide for looking for McMahon, but coming through is Jordan Boyd. He won it easily against two, runs to 40, sets it on its way, and kicks a behind. It has been kept in on the last line there by Nathan Black, who can run it out of defence. The city wing kicks to Seawick, had it spoiled away from him, but he got his own front and centre, and then shared it with his teammate there in Scudamore, who left it behind, had to give it back to Seawick, and then he was dumped. They'll ball it up at left half back for Werribee. Again, just a couple of poor kicks across.
Yeah, but Werribee, their outside run at the moment's got spotty.
Pizzuto sharked it from the congestion, tried to won his way through. Boyd stole it from him, so Pizzuto wrapped him up. They'll do it again.
Here they are set up again. The deepest is Lee. It's forward. Panai's just in front of him.
Boyd with the hit out. Langland's with a quick kick out of the pack into the right forward pocket. Bouncing ball. Bettiol sees it out of bounds. Throw in about 15 metres round the right forward pocket. At the Spotswood end of kicking to the Westgate Bridge end of the ground. So it's 18 minutes gone now. Still 21-point lead to Werribee Districts. 6-4 plays 2-7. Boyd in front.
Oh, that's a free kick.
Handled by McMahon. Umpire didn't pay anything. Plumridge with a tackle on Callard. He'll come in, ball up.
We've got 3 umpires too.
So they take a quarter and a half for Smackers to get involved with the umpires.
Oh, that was a free kick.
And the 3 of you blokes in the caravan as well. At 6.
Umpire observers.
Boyd with 2 hands wins it down. Now bursting through. The quick handball went to Paddock on his left side again. It's another high ball. Bennett takes the mark at the tip of the goal square. It should go back and have no trouble getting Spotswood's 3rd goal of the game.
If he didn't have hands in the back then, I am standing on the moon.
So Bennett wastes no time, goes back, kicks the goal. Margin 15 points in favour of Werribee Districts now. 6-4, 40 place, 3-7, 25, 19 gone second quarter.
Yeah, they're just hanging in there, the Woodsmen at the moment. They're just relying on a couple of their prime movers in Batak and Langlands to keep them in this game. This is where some of the other on-ballers now, Bilby's gone in there. They've got to put their hand up and give these senior blokes a chop out.
Where's Bilby's best position, Smackers? Oh, he's one of those kids I don't reckon they've found it yet.
Yeah, on a wing I'd have him, Kev.
Okay.
Yeah.
Into the 20th minute of the second term. The Tigers by 15 points, but out of the middle goes Spotswood. Black there. In fact, it was Harris was well set for the Tigers. Now Scudamore lays the tackle. They're under pressure, but they get the clearing kick out. Chance here for Paddy. He kept Jordan Boyd out of the contest, and now going in there was a Donnan. Did nicely. Rather Jose spills out to the side, but then dragged back in. It'll be balled up on centre wing, broadcast side.
They just need to get back-to-back goals, don't they, Spotswood?
Little elbow in the back there from Boyd, wins it down. Langlands was onto it, he was caught. They appeal for holding the ball, but the umpire is not forthcoming. He asks for it and he'll ball it up again.
Bruce Prismore's had a quiet day.
Yeah, that's a good sign for Werribee, isn't it? If he gets involved.
They're just tapping it around in the congestion. Paddy dives in, couldn't wrench it out. Another ball up.
In the first.
Boyd and McMahon grapple with each other. Kick was partially smothered, slips out to the side. Davis gets onto it for the Woodsman, kicks up towards half forward. Here's Tippett. He's clever with the ball, tried to knock it to his teammates' advantage, but Scudamore picks it up, gives it to Plumridge, works the hand pass back inside defensive 50 there for Dylan Taylor, but his kick was off hands and is knocked out of play just forward of the wing for the Woodsman. 6-4-40 Werribee Districts. Spotswood 3-7-25. 21 and a half gone second term. It's a 15-point ball game. No ruck's got hands to it. At the back, Syme goes onto it. Runs into the tackle. Released the football though. It's okay. Tigers with numbers at half back. Thrown onto the boot was good. Just a bit of a chaos ball. Was marked by Pizzuto. Gave it over the top. Now the kick up to half forward. Lee almost spilt the mark but hugged it to his chest. He can kick it back with the flight, but Newton's getting back there to provide a bit of height for the Woodsman in defence. Lee's got to move it quickly. Yep. Instead he pokes it short for Seaweck, who's right in front of our commentary position. He'll have to kick it every bit of 55. He wants to square things up. It's going to hang in the air a little bit. It worked okay. Scudamore held his ground and took the mark. Man on the mark is about 49 metres out from goal. Scudamore though, back himself. Pizzuto, Nathan Black wanted the hand pass running by. Michael Knight was onto it for the Woodsman, closed that down, and Scudamore will have to take the shot himself.
He kicks it right now, the wind's down.
He'll kick it every bit of 52. Sends it on its way. He's hooked it left. It might stay in the field of play. They fly. Boyd got hands to it. Pizzuto was there, but it missed him. It's out of play. They'll throw it in. 10 metres around from the left behind post.
Just their small forwards just look a bit more dangerous at the moment, Werribee.
So umpire's going to throw it back in. Boyd at McCormack in the ruck. Boyd wins it down with the right hand. Still a hot ball. Morrow lays the tackle. Umpire coming ball up. Nearly 23 and a half gone. 15-point lead to Werribee Districts, looking to keep their finals hopes alive. So umpire restarts like Boyd grabbed it dangerously. Just got a quick kick away. Didn't carry the journey. Now, Copa ridden hard into the crowd. Umpire says play on. Langland's now wrapped up in a tackle. She's had his legs taken out from under him. Mid-air is a big fall.
He's a bit winded, I think.
So now we're going to have a ball up, 50 out from Werribee's goal. He's done well, Copo. Back straight into the play. Well done, young fella. He's wrapped up in a tackle. We'll get another ball up. So that tackle should really test him out, that second one.
He looks like one of those tougher kids.
Yeah, he's got a big body on him, hasn't he? He's only 17.
So again, Boyd wins the hit out. It's only as far away as the Districts player. They kick it quickly inside 50. Davis wrapped up in a tackle, holding the ball. Matty Dean gets the free kick. Matty Dean, one of the best tacklers in the comp. He's kicked one behind today.
Tell you what, Jordan Paddy's worth the admission just watching him. Sometimes
he blocks for his other forwards just to allow him a free run at it.
He is in everybody's face. He's just going for a spell on the bench at the moment, but the last 5 minutes he's been entertaining on his own to watch.
There's a play out off the ball. Yep. But Matty Dean's still going to take the shot. Kicks now towards goal. Will it have the journey? Just fall off hands. Ryan Harrington's hands. Got his hands so couldn't take the mark. Rushed through for a behind. 16 points to lead to Werribee Districts. It is 6-5-41 to 3-7-25.
Boyd.
So Jason Marks kicks it out beyond the defensive 50. Dean couldn't have a play in it. Mark's been taken by Nick Ryan at right half back. He works it inboard for Murray Boyd. No one's moving in. He takes the mark.
Nick Ryan, they've got to get him into the game.
Boyd sends it down the city wing. Up in the direction of Kinsalary, sets himself from behind, but Black got in the way. It spills down to Dean. He lost it. McCormack gets onto it. Rather McMahon kicks it over the top. It's picked up by Dylan Taylor. Kicks inside the 50, searching for Lee. Bounces to his advantage. Picks it up. Shrugged the tackle. Had his head taken off. It's a free kick. He might be within range. He did kick one from a similar spot, but I think he's a bit further out this time. There's a few tall blokes down on the line. Gareth Newton, he had to make sure Harrington didn't get a play in it. He did, but he spilt the mark he should have taken. McGuinness had it knocked out of his hands. Naif picks it up, gives it to Langlands. He slipped through his hands again. Lee might be the beneficiary for a second time. Naif wrapped him up, spills out to the side. McMahon had his head taken off, no free kick.
Whistle?
Now Bettiol was caught, kicks into the middle, chopped off by Matty Dean, who shares it out wide now for the Tigers, who can go forward. Lowering the eyes, and Panai takes the mark. Gee whiz.
They put the whistle away.
Wants to draw the man here, Panai. He drew two, kicked in the McCormack direction. He did well to pick it up at his bootlaces. Never got rid of it. And the umpire will call for a throw in right in front of the Woodsman's bench. And again, the intensity goes up a notch. 26 and a half gone.
A good couple of minutes,
they'll pluck a ticky touch and free kick out now. That's what breaks my heart.
Nothing sure, Smack.
Yes. Oh, well, let's hope not. From the throw-in, Boyd works his way to the front, wins it down. Syme first hands to it. Wants to release Ryan. Prismal was there first. Patak goes in hard. Coming up to meet it there for the Woodsman. Unable to collect it. Chance now for Copa. Lost the football. He goes in again. He's a hard nut, this young kid. And he's brought to ground in defence. And no soft free kick this time, Smackers. They'll just ball it up. And it's half time, a fitting end to an entertaining opening half of football in which the Tigers built a 16-point lead at the main break. Werribee Districts 6-5-41, Spotswood 3-7-25. 25. Goal scorers in the opening half, 2 goals to Brent Morrow and Trent Lee for the Tigers, and singles to Chris Molovas and Mark Pizzuto. While for Spotswood, they're all single goal kickers, Dylan Callard, Jordan Bennett and Charles Bettiol. So the race for the 5 is, well, the fight for the 5 for Werribee is still well and truly in the offing for them. They're playing some terrific football. Spotswood desperately trying to work themselves back into the contest. We'll have a big talk about what transpired in the first hour when we return on 88.9 Win FM.
You're listening to the...
He's out for 11 bucks, Elliott's out for 12.
He's having an op on September 2, whereas Elliott's having his on September 1.
Bit of fake news. All right, so the third term's underway, and Matty Dean wins the clearance for the Tigers up to half forward. Overrun there by Morrow, and Spotswood can get the clearance. Spread out wide to Naif Hamad, and he gives it over to Jordan Boyd, who marks on centre wing. Got to start making some inroads pretty quickly. Kicks up in the night direction, lost front position. McGuinness took the mark, slapped away from him. Umpire won't pay 50 though. So Sean McGuinness from left half back in the long sleeves. He signalled long, but then went short. He fooled them all, and Jordan Paddy fills the hole and takes the mark. Just defensive side of centre wing. Floats the ball up towards right half forward. It was a good ball. Nicely done for Seaweck. He sets it up towards full forward. A chance. It was well set there. Panai's there in a dangerous spot. Molovas lays the tackle. Ball up.
Yeah, they've just thrown the magnets around Spotty now. Kinsala's gone down to full back on Molovas.
So it's about 45 metres out from Werribee's goal. Pizzuto shrugged the tackle, gave it to Seaweck, caught in the tackle.
Oh, too high.
He's got caught high.
Well, he might get a 50, yeah.
Probably a fair call in the end.
Well, Gareth Newton's...
So Bailey Seaweck, he'll have to kick it about 50 metres. His side is ahead by 16 points. And this would go a long way to delivering them a win. Bailey Seaweck didn't catch all of it. It's going to fall a little short. No, it just cleared the lunge of the defenders on the goal line. Through for a minor score. This is to the right. Werribee 6-6-42. Spotswood 3-7-25. It's the first score of the second half.
So from the kick in, they play on the Doodle Woodsman. Short ball, finds Langland's right back pocket. Plays on, corralled there by Panai, but got the handball to Naef, who got it to Patak, who drives it long to half forward, looking for Callard. He's in one-on-one with Plumridge, and he used his body well to Callard. Now he plays on. He's got players running through the centre of the ground in the 50. It's Bilby, but he had too much on the kick, and the ball ends up with McGuinness for Werribee Districts. Got it to McCormack. Just a little ball around the corner to his fellow big man in McMahon. He goes out even wider in the lee direction, but it wasn't a great kick though. Now the balls end up with Murray Boyd, and he's ran down, and a good tackle there by Molovas. And he's won the free kick for holding the ball centre wing out the side for Werribee Districts.
Dylan Callard not happy with the way Plumridge dealt with him after he kicked that ball.
I tell you what, if he was in the AFL, he's thrown about 4 jumper punches then.
Correct.
So Molovas drives it long inside 50 for Pizzuto, and it's fisted over the line by Davis. And now we're going to get a throw in inside the attacking 50 for Werribee Districts. About 40 around from their goal, right forward pocket. So it's going to be Boyd and Morrow to do the rucking.
Interesting.
Free kick off the ball. It's gone to Panai. And then it's Newton. I don't know what happened to him at half time, but he's come out a very, very angry man.
Pushed Jordan Paddy over, no great surprise there.
No. So the free kick's going to go to Andrew Panai. He's copped one around the face.
Interesting, Prismal now seems to be running with Tommy Langlands.
They're trying to get him into the game.
Yeah,
probably,
I reckon.
Nick Ryan going back to a half-back flank now, which is a good move.
Here's another one I'd ask Smackers. Where's his best spot?
Yeah, half-back flank. He reads it really well, Kev.
Okay.
So Panai with the free kick to extend the lead to 23 points. Comes in, kicks from just inside the 50. Long towards goal. It's a beauty. Andrew Panai gets his first of the afternoon. He takes that lead for Werribee Districts to 23 points. 7-6-48 to Spotswood. 3-7-25. 4 and a quarter minutes gone on this third quarter.
Yeah, they're up and about, Werribee. It's good to see, and they're fighting fire with fire here, aren't they?
He's a star, Panay, isn't he?
Yeah.
You mentioned Willow at half-time. Eventually he'll come back and get you at some stage, and he does.
Yeah, you don't want to give away free kicks to him, make it easier for him.
He doesn't stay out of the game for too long.
Yeah.
He doesn't need too many moments. Back in the middle, 23-point lead to Werribee. They look good. Matty Dean's going to pick it up. He got rid of it just before he was tackled. McMahon got it out towards McCormack. He couldn't quite pick it up. Montalto's a chance. He was kept out of it, but not for long. He lays the strong tackle and holds things up on the edge of the centre square. Just attacking side for Spotswood. They'll ball it up.
Their tackling pressure has been sensational today.
Boyd reached over the top of McMahon, won it down. McMahon got his hands to it and kicked it up to centre half forward. It was gathered in defence by Knight. Kicks up towards half forward for Spotswood. Couldn't quite bring down the mark there was Scudamore, but he gathered the football, gave it to McGuinness, and he dropped it cold. Great tackle from Tom Langlands, the captain. And he'll be able to have a shot from here, maybe, if he backs himself.
Got to lead up
the
at
distance.
Boyd.
He pops it into the space. Dean tried to get back, but the kick never hit the target in Jordan Boyd. It bounces out of play in the right forward pocket.
Yeah, he's moved forward now. It's just a straight swap with Kinsella.
So it's only 20 metres out from goal. Will be thrown in. The throw in. Boyd at the back just kind of eased it down towards Langlands, and then Norton left it behind. Hand-pass comes out to the side. Here's Hamad. Sold the dummy, gave it towards Patak. He gave it straight to Matty Dean, who thumped it out of defence.
Yeah, shot.
It's going to come back.
They just haven't got that long target in the deep now.
Tommy Langland's called for it short, but Newton sets it high to full at the back. Callard couldn't bring down the mark. Syme ghosts onto it, couldn't pick it up. Bettiol dives in. Couldn't gather it either. Still a chance for the Woodsman. Tigers with numbers, able to hold things up. Matty Dean lays the tackle. It slips out to the side. Bettiol applies the pressure. Comes out from McGuinness to Black. And then his kick in the Seawick direction was beautifully weighted. He ran onto the football and took the mark in front of Kinsella and can relieve some pressure for the Tigers, but not for too long. He's turned it over. Here's a chance for the Woodsman. Comes towards Langland, shrugs the tackle, dropped it. Umpire pings him. Holding the ball, free kick to Montalto.
So Montalto at centre half back. Did well the Werribee District defence there. A few opportunities they saved. Montalto, short ball, finds McCormack. Still at centre half back, he goes out wide. Looking for Jose, takes the mark in space. Short ball, looking for Lee, too much on it. And AF takes the mark. He goes with the 45, finds Norton. Plays on, kicks long inside 50. It's a 2-on-1 in favour of Werribee Districts. Lee's one of them. Boyd for Werribee for Spotswood tries to gather, but he can't. Montalto cleans up, gets it to Prismal. An interesting kick. Just changed up play. Made McMahon go get it. Don't know if it's the bloke you want running after it. He give up on the chase, and the ball runs out of bounds. And we get a throw in.
Yeah, I don't know why he went out there.
Strange kick, that one.
Kicks that ball forward, and all of a sudden they're deep in their forward 50.
So it's a throw in front of the Spotswood race, the clubroom side of the ground. Boyd takes it from the ruck, gets a handball to Paddock in a bit of space, now charges inside 50, goes to Callard in a one-on-one with Plumridge. Plumridge brought him to ground up, I said play on, but Plumridge kept his feet, now he's on the ground, got their handball away. Now the ball's going to come out to Jose, he runs out as half-back. Handballs over the top to Alafracco. Goes looking forward to Pizzuto. Takes the mark. Sorry, it was Morrow. Well, his handball's being chopped off there by Newton. Got it back to Marks. Handball's back in ball. They've turned it over. Scudamore's got it. The handball was hot for Morrow. Newton comes back. Tries to gather. Now ends up with Prisma. He's got a bit of space. Gets back onto his left boot. He's sizing up some options. Kicks now into full full of a Seawick. Had too much on it. Ball spills to the back. Now can the Woodsman clear? They get the handball to Kinsella. They're still under pressure, the Woodsman, and they rush it through for a behind through Kieran Lynch. So margin 24 points and even 4 goals, 7-7-49. Werribee play Spotswood 3-7-25. 9 minutes gone, third quarter.
Next 5 minutes, pretty important, you would imagine, in the context of the game. Straight down the guts go the Woodsman, and they mark it centre half back. The obvious option there is Coper, and he marks in front of Montalto. just beside the centre circles. Lobs a little kick over the top to Norton. He's got Patak over to the side. That's where it goes. Now he sends a high ball to full forward. Callard's the target. He's got 2 to beat. He takes the mark instead. Knocked Plumridge out of the way. Black couldn't get to the contest, and Callard will have the set shot from about 25 out, slightly left of centre.
Good use of the body there, Dylan Callard.
Yeah, I'm just watching Joshy Norton. He just held on to the ball that fraction long just to free up Patak, and he got crunched for it, but this will be his goal if they can get this.
Callard must convert, and it's a horror. Squeezes in for a minor score, and these missed chances, they might come back to hurt them. The Woodsman, Callard with 1 goal, 2. Spotswood 3-8-26, Werribee 7-7-49.
I just saw Jordan Bennett on the bench too. Kevin,
turnover.
You can see, I think his hamstring's gone.
Naif's taken the mark from the poor turnover by the Werribee District defence. And he'll go back, have a shot from 45, pretty much directly in front.
Just have a look on the bench now.
They're down to 2, aren't they?
There's one with a very big ice pack on his left leg.
Yeah, that's Jordan Bennett. And I think Sean Tippett is making his way around towards us too.
So Naif comes in to bring the margin back to 17 points on the right foot.
Good
Goes
kick.
bang, kicks it. Good goal there to Hamad Naif there, his first of the afternoon margin, 17 points. Spotswood 4-8-32 trail Werribee Districts 7-7-49, 11 gone, third quarter.
Yeah, they're just hanging in there at the moment, the Woodsmen. So they've had to structure up differently now that Boyd's gone into the ruck. Callard's their deepest forward coming out of the goal square now, and they've pushed everyone up. Darcy Wilson now in the forward line, Jordan Boyd in the forward line, so those boys started in the back line. Mark's in the forward line, he started in the back line.
Michael Knight in the forward line.
Yep.
And flip the board around a bit like last week. Get the ball up. Mo Ruck's had a hand to it. There's been a whistle, and it'll go the way of Jaron McCormack in the middle. But with a 23-point lead, that kick from Black went straight to Hamad was so poor. You can't be giving goals like that in a game of this importance. McCormack from the centre circles. 12th minute of the third term. Sends a long ball inside the 50. McGuinness the target. Sends up.
Good mark.
Couldn't quite get there. Mark's been taken in defence. The relieving kick spots up Coper. Right back pocket. Sends it high down the wing and searching for Jordan Boyd. Couldn't take the mark. Instead Montalto did. And he pokes a kick. It was hanging in there a long time. A couple of Woodsmen able to spoil the footy. Coper couldn't get a hand up to Jordan Paddy, but he couldn't keep it in. So they'll throw it in at left half forward for Werribee Districts.
Yeah, Bennett, I don't think he'll be taking any further part in the game, boys.
Yeah, I think Tippett just walked past with ice on his hamstring too, Kev.
He provides plenty of spark, so let's hope he might not be out for too long. From the stoppage, grubbing little ball out of the stoppage there from the Woodsman, but it's chopped off by Montalto. Gave it off towards Panai. He slipped the hand pass to Plumridge. He kicked inside the 50. It clears the pack. It's close to the boundary line. They're all diving in. It's not out yet. Harrison at the bottom of the pack, rather Harrington. Umpire blows his whistle and he'll come and sort it out. 49 plays 32. The bounce, Pizzuto ghosts onto it. Seawet couldn't get his hands to it. Clearing ball out of defence. McCormack mops up for the Tigers. Slips a hand pass over the top towards Panai, who on his opposite shot set foot has a set shot towards goal. And a mark in the goal square.
I think it's Morrow.
It is Brent Morrow. He's kicked a couple already.
Put this down, Pep.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think he'd miss from here. He's only 10 metres out.
You have to fall over, I think.
Sometimes you think these metro and country footballers are better at converting these ones than the AFL players. Morrow for 3. Pops it through. And he sets things at 23 points for the Tigers. And they are holding firm at this stage. Halfway through the third term. 8-7-55. Spotswood 4-8-32.
Yeah, they've had all the answers. Everything Spotswood have thrown at them, they've thrown back, and it's come back twice as hard. And, I haven't seen Werribee this physical in a long time, Pep. Just had a couple of the Spotty boys on their bums off the ball and that.
Probably their trademark 2 years ago, you know, Smackers. I reckon Werribee, they were a very physical side. They didn't do a lot of that last year for whatever reason.
They're doing it today, and they're doing it well.
Absolutely, yeah, they are.
So umpire restarts play. Boyd wins it down, got a beautiful tap down to Langland's quick kick inside 50, almost chopped off there by Black for Werribee Districts, but he mops up. Now he goes for the switch, kicks it out to Alafraco, who marks.
Let him run in the space.
Plenty of players ahead of him, spreading beautifully. Short ball went over looking for Dean. We had too much on it, but Dean didn't gather up though. McCormack did real well, created some space for him. Nayef did well. Too quick for Matty Dean there, cut off the boundary line for him and forced him out of bounds. Throw in centre wing, broadcast side of the ground. 15 minutes gone, third quarter. 23 points to the margin in favour of Werribee Districts. Thrown back in now. Boyd there with the left hand into space. Werribee Districts put it through. Ryan did well, got a handball over the side, but he's turned it straight over, gave it to Alafraco, gave it to Dean by handballs in the centre of the ground of McLean Reserve at the cricket pitch area. Panai tried to lay the tackle, they've turned it over, have Spotswood Seawick, got it to Pizzuto, he's got Lee in some space, he's taking the mark, play on, runs to 35 and kicks another. 3 to Trent Lee. And the margin now 29 points in favour of Werribee Districts. They lead Spotswood 9-7-61 to 4-8-32. We've gone 16 minutes of this third quarter.
Yeah, I just missed that. I was just watching behind play.
So was
You're watching Panai.
I was watching that too.
Sign.
Yeah, they the two small boys just had a bit of a kiss and a cuddle in the middle of the ground, and
Jeez.
we did.
That's what you call it.
Yeah.
At least one of us was paying attention to the goal, Willow. Good job.
Well done, Willow.
No worries, guys. We're a team here.
That's what you paid the big
that's
bucks
right. I was
for.
watching another incident off the ball earlier when you were calling Pep, so that's what we do.
At the bounce in the middle, Boyd wins it down. Langlands with first hands to it, knocked off the football. It spills out towards Ryan, who kicks the Spotswood inside 50. Spills to the back. Here's a chance for Callard. Gets his hands to it, snaps the goal. Instant reply to Spotswood. It's back to 23 points. 17th minute of the third term, and that's the way you bounce back.
Yeah, we spoke about it. Boyd down the Langlands to Nick Ryan, who now has gone into the middle. Panai was in the middle, he's heading forward now. McCormack, where's he? He's heading forward, so the coaching staff on both sides are still working the magnets real hard. Callard's the only one that looks dangerous down here for Spotswood.
So back in the middle, Boyd flew high there, got the hit out again. Can they get back-to-back goals for the first time this afternoon? They might, because Langland's going inside 50 as holding, or a mark, Callard.
Yeah, he's the only forward that looks dangerous at the moment for Spotswood. You'd be pushing everyone up and leaving him inside 50 on his own.
So Dylan Callard, easily Spotswood best forward this afternoon. He's got 2. This for the first back-to-back goals of the afternoon for the Woodsman. Much needed goals. Dylan Callard from about 35 comes in, pushed it way right. Shocking miss there by Dylan Callard. Margin 22 points. Werribee Districts way 9-7-61 to 5-9-33. 18 minutes gone, third quarter.
His 2 shots where he's sort of taken his time and tried to caress them through, he's missed. The ones where he's just kicked naturally, he's nailed them.
Black wastes no time bringing the ball back into the field of play. Lee went front and centre, couldn't take the mark. Ryan thumps it back inside 50. Black well set in front of Wilson, takes the defensive mark. His kick wasn't his best, but it worked out okay. Dylan Taylor takes the mark and he goes straight up the guts for Prismal. Still 30 metres from his defensive goal. Tigers by 22. They've been challenged in the last couple of minutes. Can't afford to let the Woodsman back in. And that's used nicely to Harrington, who marks on the outside, right half back, and that is not a great kick. That is deplorable. That is out on the full. Mark Pizzuto puts his hands on his head. He can't believe it.
He just had one of those days, Harrington. He's dropped
He's
some marks.
had a dirty, filthy
Nick Ryan
one.
plays on. Oh, Tigers spoiled themselves. It was a deplorable mistake in the defensive half. And then Black was run down by Patak. Umpire didn't pay holding the ball. Now he'll come in and ball it up. Nick Ryan played on from the free kick. Set it up to full forward. Plumridge and Black both went up for the mark. And they dropped it. Absolute calamity in defence. Knocked down to the foot of the pack. Norton tries to barge his way through. Bettiol had a piece of it. Patak as well. Ball up again. They've lifted Spotswood. And they've got about 8 minutes to see what they can rein in close to three-quarter time. Bilby lays the tackle on Scudamore, who thumps it into space. Lee gets onto it first, heard the voice, went backwards to Montalto, runs into trouble, gave it to Lee, who managed to not get caught and then got around five Spotswood players. Wobbles a kick to the defensive pocket. Chance for Ryan, who threw it on the boot, and it skews off the side and misses.
Wow.
It's all happening.
Yeah, the forward pressure of Spotswood then created that brain fade from Lee. And then Nick Ryan had a bit more time than what he thought.
It's anything but funny, Willow. Ali Fracco takes the mark from Black.
I'm sure the coaches aren't laughing.
I think they will slow this one down. Surely they're frantically taking notes, a bit like last week.
Now around the grounds, boys, three-quarter time, Manor Lakes 9-9-63, West Footscray 7 goals straight. I think West are coming home with the breeze.
Ali Fracco sets it in the Mollabas direction, had to sit underneath it, and Kinsella spoiled it out of play. They'll throw it in on centre wing. 9-7-61 to 5-10-40. We're into time on in the third term. At the throw in, Boyd at the back, let it just slide off his palm. The hack kick out of the stoppage is going back to the line. Patak can't catch it. They'll throw it in again.
Patak certainly made a difference to their hardness at the ball today, hasn't he?
Yep.
When you compare it to last week.
Certainly.
Tommy Langland's out the back here on his own.
You'd have to say if Hamad and Patak played last week, they'd offer so much more. Norton caught high as he released the football. Umpire didn't see it. It comes to Pizzuto. Gives it over to McCormack, who dodges and weaves his way through like a midfielder and then pumps the Tigers up the line. Chance for them to gather it here. Seawork left it behind, not tall enough to rein it in, and now Spotswood can go forward. Hamad gives it over to Ryan, then lays the shepherd. Ryan kicks towards Callard. They were holding each other there, Black and Callard. Black somehow took the mark, back with the flight. Great defensive effort there. Can't afford to let another Woodsman goal go through. Ali Fracco has it now in the left back pocket, and he goes short for McCormack, who had enough space for attack.
Wyndhamvale 7-3-45, St Albans 3-6-24. The Saints have got the wind in the last.
So McCormack's got it. There he goes short in the Morrow direction. Almost took it with the one hand. Oh, Naif came in, used the body hard. Now the ball spills out, centre wing, broadcast side of the ground here at McLean Reserve. 21 points the margin, 22 and a half minutes gone in this third quarter. It's a Werribee District lead. Umpire throws it back in now. McMahon and Boyd gathered it out of the ruck. Oh, could have been holding the ball. Umpire said no. Oh, dangerous kick there. Could have been in danger. Umpire said no again. Still a hot ball. Now the ball's with Fracco. Runs inside. Spotswood's attacking 50, goes for the big switch in the Panai direction. Bounce is all important, and it hasn't bounced very well for him, but Panai did well. Laid the tackle. It's 2-on-3 in favour of the Woodsman, and he's forced the stoppage between wing and half forward for the Woodsman on the clubroom side of the ground.
Well, what he did there was lay the tackle but hold the footy in, because if it got out there was still a couple of teammates for Spotswood to put it forward.
From the restart, Prisma got a little toe poke, stayed in. Lee's got it now. Just runs around a couple of Woodsmen there, back on his right boot, short ball, finds Morrow. And Morrow now drives it long inside 50, looking for a mark there. Pizzuto got to the front, couldn't take it. He's had a good second effort. He's wrapped up by Gareth Newton in the tackle. And the ball spilled out of bounds, and we'll get a throw in. For about 30 round from Werribee District's goal. Kicking to the Westgate Bridge end here of McLean Reserve. So it's Morrow in front, paddles it down. Lee puts his body on the line. Umpire says play on. And Pizzuto again We expect to find him at the bottom of the pack. Another ball up. 48 out now from the Woodsman's goal. Oh, sorry, the Werribee District's goal.
Important 3 minutes for both sides here.
Boyd got it down to Paddock. He's been thrown off the ball. Probably could have got a free kick. Umpire said no. Another ball up, same spot. So nearly 24 and a half gone now, third quarter. 21 points the margin. Werribee District's way. Boyd hits it out to himself. Now they just belt it outside. Defensive 50. Newton just scrubbers one off the ground. Out of bounds. Throw in front of the canteen in the club rooms.
Good canteen too, Willow.
We were talking about
for those sausage rolls.
We were talking about potentially broadcasting from the canteen. It's a good vantage point from up there.
Oh, you'd never get me out the ground.
Throw it in. Seawack gathers the crumbs. He's slung in the tackle, got a handball away. Somehow they end up with Prismal, who just gets a little boot inside 50. Paddy overran it. Now it's still inside 50. Prismal again follows up, just kicks it to the top of the goal square. Play on's the call.
Well done,
now
Davis.
the Woodsman, Davis gets a clearing kick. Now they're out the Woodsman. They're in space. They're running down centre wing. Now it's Lynch there. Whistle off the ball. Advantage play. So it was Bilby. Got it back to Paddock. Oh, Paddock with it up and under. There's only one man who can mark it. It's Black. And he took the mark. All free kick against Bilby. He's laid out flat, Nathan Black. Doesn't look in a good way.
Right in the ribs, I reckon. He's got the knee in the ribs. Unprotected. Open as.
Definitely the free kick was a poor kick by Wayne Paddock.
I just think with that umpire blowing the whistle for the advantage, that it stopped that foray into the forward line from Spotswood then.
Yeah, they sort of hesitated there, didn't they?
Because the whistle blew and they didn't know what it was for.
So Black takes a few moments to compose himself. Then he kicks down the wing, searching for McGuinness. Came in late. Ryan managed to cling to the mark.
Getting himself in the game.
He's had a good third term, that's for sure. He goes short for Hamad, who marks close to the boundary line on centre wing. Spotswood, you feel need just one more, I reckon.
Boyd's his target.
Kicks up towards half forward. It clears Boyd. It spills to Bilby. Ducks and weaves his way around. Gives it to Coper. Straightens. It was smothered. It's going to fall into Joseph's hands. He slips the hand pass out to the side for Dylan Taylor, who gave it off towards Pizzuto. And then he squares things up to the middle for Lee. He could have drawn the man and given it to Prismal. Instead, he goes long in the direction there of Seawack, who wins the football over the back. Runs it to the boundary line, and happy to see it out. And it'll be tossed in 15 metres around from the Tigers' goal. They're up by 21.
Coaches talk about 1%ers. Nathan Black's smother there on that shot on goal has resulted in the ball down the other end of into their forward line with hopefully a shot on goal for them.
Had to throw in. McCormack wins it down. Panay was there. Fell to ground. There's a whistle. It'll be balled up. Still in the right forward pocket for the Tigers. 27 and a half played. At the stoppage, and that'll do it for the third term. The Tigers hold firm. They're up by 21 at the final change. 3 goals to 2 quarter. They led by 16 at half time and have extended that margin by 5. No effect on the game at all. So
if we did that for every time it happens in this competition, you'd have a head count every 35 seconds.
Absolutely unnecessary as we start the final term, and Spotswood win it out of the middle. Boyd won it down, then worked the 1-2, kicks up towards half forward, and there's been a free kick being picked out. It's going the way of Spotswood.
There, Norton.
Norton will take it at right half forward, I think.
No, he's paid a ball up now.
Gee whiz. All right. Anyway, it will be balled up at right half forward. Boyd moves his way over to the ruck contest, wins it down. Langlands is there, runs onto the football, slips the hand pass out in front of Marks, runs onto the foot, he throws it onto the boot and kicks the bounce. How will it go? It took about 5 bounces before anyone touched it, and then McGuinness just ran it over the line, and they get the first score of the final term through a rushed behind Spotswood. 5-11-41 to 9-7-61, and the Tigers thump it all the way up to the wing. Here's McMahon, thumps it down towards the boundary line. Joe's happy to see it over.
I've just seen the quickest interchange in history. Toby Coper's come off at the 45-second mark. Hey?
Yeah.
He surely couldn't have blown up in 45 seconds.
Must have
No
been
chaps, mate.
dragged. Grabbing it out of the ruck there is Boyd. A couple of little hand passes close to the line. And if they find it out of bounds again at the 50 at right half forward for Spotswood. They're down by 20.
Yeah, Gareth Newton's pushed forward now to give him another marking option down there.
So Boyd and McMahon in front, got it down but only to Paddock on his left side, just kicks a high floater inside 50. There's a push out there.
He's got it.
It is against Nathan Black and it's gone to Gareth Newton.
Not sure what he's arguing about. It was there.
Look, Newton flew a fair way.
It was pretty blatant. Got the 6 umpires today. We all saw it.
If they are to have any chance of winning, he must nail this goal.
So he's going to kick from about 40, pretty much directly in front. So Gareth Newton on his way in, kicks on its way.
He's got
goal
it.
umpire doesn't move. Goal to Spotswood. And there's their back-to-back goals, Pepe. That's their first of the final quarter, margin back to 14 points. Spotswood 6-11-47, trail Werribee Districts 9-6-61. We got 2.5 final quarter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see now. Werribee, they've always answered straight back, haven't they? So it's season defining now. They must fight fire with fire. They've done it all day.
At the bounce in the middle, Boyd rose high, won it down, straight into the hands of the Tigers. Pizzuto, he was wrapped up by Nick Ryan and they'll do it again. Umpire wastes no time. This time McMahon wins the tap, but first onto it was Pataki. Didn't take it cleanly and then he got caught. Tried to get it to Langlands, now towards Williams. He becomes tackler, wraps up Seaweck. And another stoppage, this time just sideways of the centre circles. Can Spotswood get it within 10 points? Dean first hands to it, thumps it up towards half forward. Morrow leads the way, had it fisted away from him. Numbers now with Spotswood at half back. They paved the way there for Langlands, who gave it off to Knight, and his kick was beautiful up for Syme, who marks on centre wing. City side of the ground, wastes no time, kicks up towards half forward, running back with a flight was Nick Ryan, plays on inside the 50, puts it out in front of his teammate, couldn't take the mark, spills to Marks, throws it onto the boot, right to the line, chopped off by Black, who's been marshalling things all day for the Tigers, and he spreads it out wide for McMahon. He's got Lee running really hard for him, and he ran too far, he overran it, shoots above his head, gathered there and flicked out to the side by Molovas, back in the lead direction, runs into trouble, caught high. Trent Lee will take the free kick.
He's been good for Werribee.
Oh, it's just a game of centimetres, this one. Spotswood so close to clinging another one. That margin could have been 8 points. Very swift ball movement, and now Trent Lee is just assessing his options. Defensive side of the broadcast wing. He's going to set it high up the line. Pataks at the back. Wilson flies in from the side. Couldn't quite take the mark. Spills to the front. Morrow applies the pressure on Langlands, who couldn't get it away. Here's a chance for Molovas. Gives it over the top. Ali Fracco can run inside. Kicks in a Panai direction. Has to spoil. Paddy's going to rove the pack against the boundary. Caught by Ryan, and the ball up will ensue. A metre in from the boundary. 25 metres out from goal.
If they can snaffle a goal here, well and truly they're halfway home.
They would know every goal they kick makes it so difficult for Spotswood. Boyd wins it down. First onto it there was Davis for Spotswood. Threw it onto the boot. Still not out of defence. Yeah, Marks had his back jumped on and it comes out to Patak. Threw it onto the boot. High ball. Bettyall the target. A couple to beat. McCormack back with the flight. Picked up instead by McMahon. Gives it over the top. And there's a free kick here. A throw
I think the coaching staff got that one.
Plumridge threw it out. Free kick to Charles Bettyall. Backwards of centre wing.
So Bettyall goes long down the line, looking for a marking target in the Newton direction. Ball had a bit of carry on it. Ball spills to the back of the pack. It's there with Black down there. Newton still paddling it there forward. Now the ball still stays in. Newton gathered, grubbers one along the ground, goes straight across the face of goal. Will it stay in though? Runs out of bounds in front of Jose. So we're going to get a throw in right forward pocket for the Woodsman, 10 metres round from the right point post.
geez, that kick from Bedial, he just kind of stabbed at it and it just carried and carried, didn't it?
It did. So thrown back in. McMahon won it down. So McCormack with the left hand. Now we get another throw in. It's the ball now about 30 round from the Woodsman's goal. They trail by 14 points. Just 6.5 minute mark for the final quarter.
Tommy Langland's in. He'll get Murray Boyd will feed it down his throat here, I reckon.
See what happens. So thrown in. Boyd though. Pizzuto got it. Clearing kick. Just throws it on the boot. Bouncing ball. Bounces out of bounds. Centre wing out on the clubroom side of the ground. And McLean Reserve. So still that 14-point margin. It's 21 at half time in favour of Werribee Districts. Thrown in. No one got a hit out. Prismal just tried to belt it forward. Ball goes in the centre. Seawick tried to gather. He's tackled or held. It was more held than being tackled. So free kick to Seawick in the centre of the ground here at McLean Reserve.
Seawick works it into the pocket nicely for Molavas, who plays on quickly, kicks it out in front of Lee, spoiled away from him by Jordan Boyd, who picks it up and clears the danger area out of defence. Was it out on the full? Molavas was pleading for it. It'll be tossed in. 9-7 to 6-11. Spotswood pressing. We're in the 8th minute of the final term. Werribee Districts trying to get back into the 5. Seawick roves the pack from the stoppage, flicks a hand pass looking for Pizzuto, but Boyd got in the way, couldn't quite wrench it out. Gathered by Ryan, who's been good. Kick was smothered by Dean, but it comes back to Ryan. Worked the hand pass with his teammate. Kicks up to half forward. McGuinness flew from the back, spoiled it away from Syme. Syme a chance to go in again. Josh was there, and so was Josh Harris. They're all happy to see it over the line.
Next goal so important now, isn't it?
Yeah, Spotty, the small forwards have got to get involved here now. Syme, Norton's down there, Bilby.
McCormack wins it defensive side for Dean, slips the hand pass back, searching for Harris again. Montalto dives in on top to shield the umpire from what might be going on under there, and they'll ball it up. Just inside the 50, Spotswood end, right half forward. Boyd flew early and he's given away.
Shepherd.
No, he's going to win the free kick against McCormack. Murray Boyd will take it. He's no stranger to launching big goals, Murray Boyd. This would be an opportune moment to do so. He hoists it high, right to the line. It's got a good length on it. They fly from the front. There's a chance. Back. Snap. Misses. 13 points. Charles Bediol with 1 goal, 6-12-48. Spotswood, Werribee Districts 9-7, 61. 9.5 gone.
Yeah, they're coming, Spotswood.
They're pressing. Werribee just need a settling goal. Haven't scored yet this term.
Oh, bad kick.
That's a really poor kick out of defence. His first all day, really. Hamad chops it off and then goes short to Tommy Langlands.
He had a shot in the second quarter from roughly this spot, boys, and he tugged it left.
Tugged it. You would have learnt, no question.
Spotswood with the last 6 scoring shots too.
Yeah, they've had a lot of inside
2 goals,
50s.
4.
On the approach, Tom Langlands, he lays into it, sets it high. This time it's out to the right. It might not have the distance. Up from the front was Newton. Couldn't clasp it off hands and out of play. They'll throw it in.
3/4 time, boys. Deer Park 18-11, 119. Caroline Springs 11-5, 71.
Tied up against the right hand behind post. Up they fly. Boyd gathers it out of the ruck. He was caught. Threw it onto the boot eventually. Not sure why that wasn't holding the ball in the congestion. High ball. Marks is there. Panay in defence. Almost took the mark. Dealt with.
Free kick.
Did he win it, Panay?
Yeah, high.
Yeah. Clipped around the ears. Put his body on the line. Plumridge was running out of defence anyway. Could have nearly paid the advantage.
Got a short on over here. There it is.
Panay splits the difference. Goes short for Donnan. Slightly defensive side of the square. That's a poor kick. Looking for Seawick, but in the correct spot as he often is Panay. Sweeps the hand pass across the ground for Ali Fracco. Pumps them inside the 50. It's going to bounce. How will it work? Chance for Williams. Runs into trouble. More than happy to rush the behind, but he was caught high there by Molavas, so the score won't count, and Williams can send them out of defence. Nice kick looking for Ryan. He couldn't quite take the mark. Sorry, it was Callard. Close to the boundary line, the Woodsman with numbers. Norton did well. Fleet-footed against the line and then used it beautifully for Bilby, who marks at centre half back for Spotswood.
Oh, he's got players on out here.
He's got Sam Davis calling for it. He goes short for his captain in Langlands, who marks at true centre half back. 9-7-61 Werribee, Spotswood 6-12-48, 11 and a half gone. Final term. Dangerous ball, but it works out okay for Norton. No one stands the mark. Panay comes late to apply the pressure. Norton kicks up to half forward. They fly. At the front there was Callard. Released the football. Chance for Bettiol. Has to apply the pressure. Ends up with it now. Hamad gives it over the top, but he's turned it over straight to Plumridge. Ridden into the turf. And the umpire will ball it up 40 metres out from goal. Spotswood really trying to hit that scoreboard. Margin 13.
Geez, they did really well then, Werribee, to hold them up on a number of occasions then.
Boyd with a double-hander into space. Langlands runs onto it, tackled. It kicks towards goal, goes across the face. It stays in. Black's first to get there, just paddles it for himself, but a good tackle by Newton. Umpire will come in and ball it up. So about 25 round from the Woodsman's goal, left forward pocket. Newton and Black still having words. Umpire restarts play. Boyd too strong. Pushed his opponent out the way. The kick didn't travel the required distance. Now spills to Callard. Bends one around the body. Bounces across the face. And another one that's going to stay in play. Running onto it there is for Dean for Werribee Districts. Now he clears the defensive 50 gun in the Panay direction. But he had too much on it. It's put it wide and out of bounds on the full. Free kick will go to Hamad.
He's got to be smart here now, Spotswood. Just chip it around. Obviously, Werribee have got all the numbers back.
70 from goal. Hamad with a low ball. It's Boyd. Lace out.
Oh, play on.
Play on. Oh, umpire. Unbelievable. So the call, Kinsella's wrapped up in a tackle there by Molavas. Now Molavas gathers it. Davies tries to work his way through, but Panay laid the tackle there. Now running onto Pizzuto, handballs into space. Lee's got it. Handballs it to his teammate. Now to kick inside 50 is a shocker. Went looking there for Harrington, but they missed it, and Wilson does the clearing.
Hamad takes the mark and then hand passed into the man on the mark. Opens the door for Molavas, but he missed it. Comes out to the side there for Bettiol. And he's turned it over. Rather, it was Davis.
Yeah, he's played the free kick back the other way. Gee, I don't know where Boydie didn't get that mark, and then I thought Molavas threw that ball in the middle.
Free kick to the Tigers. They can go inside 50. Wilson's going to fly from the back. Pizzuto almost clung onto the mark. Here's a chance for Jose. Couldn't quite clasp it cleanly. Well done by Pizzuto to again lay the defensive tackle inside his attacking 50. It'll be balled up.
Done really well, Spotswood at the moment. Kept Werribee Districts scoreless.
Well, on the flip side of that, Werribee have done all right to keep Spotty to just the one goal.
Mentioned fatigue, certainly Chris Gillam mentioned it at three-quarter time, and I'm sure Anthony Eames is aware of it too, but they've slowed down to a walk, some of them.
At the stoppage, out the back for Patak, up against the boundary line. He's got space. He sends it long down the wing. Up they fly. Newton at the back, released the football. Tackled by Plumridge, got it out instead. Running onto it is Callard. They got numbers everywhere here, the Tigers. Nathan Black did nicely. Turned on a dime in the left back pocket and then sends it down the city side. Looking for Jose, but it missed him.
He's played deliberate.
That's on the full.
Yeah, I was going to say that the umpire, he was going to pay deliberate anyway, but I don't think that rules in our competition.
No, it's not.
It's like Mark's on in our game as well, because that was a mark earlier from Murray Boyd anyway.
Don't you start, Pep.
Scudamore collects
Finally
for the Tigers at half-back. Chance for the Tigers to mop up. Well done by McCormack. He floats a kick out in the Panay direction. This is dangerous here.
No,
he's going to hold things up. Trent Lee's got a bit of space on Patak here. He goes further afield for Harrington. It gets over the back of him. Boyd did well. Opens the door here for Kieran Lynch. Gives it over the top. Here's
down the middle.
Patak to Lynch, and now to Langlands through the guts at centre half back. Sends it out the wing, the far wing. Hamad back to Patak, not much to go to, 4 to the ball, goes back to Hamad in space, he can get on his bike, confronted by Scudamore, gets around him, runs to 60, sets it into the pocket, beautiful pass, Newton takes the mark, and this time it's paid, and he'll go back from 40, he's got an option on in the pocket, he sends it there, it was perfect.
Coper?
Coper.
Yeah.
Coper working into some space, takes the mark, and he's only 25 out, slightly left of centre, 16 and a half minutes gone, and this would cut the margin to 7 if he can convert.
Is everyone taking a big deep breath now?
Yeah, the pressure's right on. All in
right
the crowd,
behind him.
everyone's looking at this.
Toby Coper
Oh,
floats through the goal. It was not a convincing effort, but it went straight, and that's all that matters. Spotswood, who haven't looked likely most of the day, have at least given themselves a chance. 7-12-54. Werribee Districts 9-7-61, and Toby Coper with his first gives the Woodsman a bit of hope.
yeah, I just think Werribee, they've had their chances going forward, but the delivery into their forward line, especially to Harrington on 3 occasions now, hasn't been up to standard.
So back in the middle, Langlands runs
Oh,
onto
there
it
they
now.
go.
On his right boot, goes inside 50, looking for Newton. Takes the mark. Juggled it. Cost himself probably a couple of metres. And Langlands with the point on the stare down, just let him know you're the man to get the margin back to 1 point. So
One of the great competitors in our competition is Tommy Langlands.
So Newton comes in for his second, kicks on its way, low balls, goes to the right. Don't think it'll have the distance. It doesn't touch off hands. Point margin 6 points, the closest they've been since the 16-minute mark of the first quarter, where they trailed by 4 points. So game on here, McLean Reserve.
Will a draw be handy for Werribee?
Oh, it's
Jeez.
It would.
sure, a
It
draw's
would,
it.
yeah.
Well, points
Yeah,
at all
points.
will help them,
If
yes.
Altona lose, yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's going on there until the final siren. Out of defence, McCormack, who took the mark from the kick in, sends the Tigers up to half forward, searching for Joes, fisted away by Hamad, throw in. How much smackers will the experience a fortnight ago for Werribee be, where they had a match-winning lead against Hoppers and they conceded the lead late and then managed to get back in front?
That'll be in the back of their minds right now.
Well, they've got to use it to help them if that happens.
Now they've thrown McMahon to full forward.
Patak tried to win the centre clearance. It was smothered. It spills out to the side. Here's Hamad. He ran out of room. It'll be tossed into play right on centre wing on that city side of the ground, the club room side.
It's a packed social club over there.
They should all get outside and give us a bit of voice.
Well, imagine the sun coming through those windows.
Wouldn't be able to
lovely.
see much.
Beautiful, yeah.
Oh, it'd be
With
lovely.
a frothy in front of you.
Don't
See you,
tempt
boys.
us, Smackers. The Tigers a chance to go forward through McCormack. Kicks up in the Lee direction. It bounces in the favour of them, but Wilson made it work best for the Spotswood, and then he kicked it out in the advantage of Hamad, who just seems to hang out on that outer wing. He did beautifully. Hand passes to Newton, who tried to paddle it back into the path of Hamad, but it was nicely mopped up there. Jose got it from Plumridge, gave it over the top. They've turned it over. Langlands with a chance. Wrapped up Taylor for the Tigers. And it will be held up inside 50 for Spotswood, who are within a goal.
And all the momentum's going Spotswood's way now.
Oh, by
Now, off the app,
Jesus, it is.
boys. Off the app, I've got an update here saying Sunshine 16-7, 103 to 10-8-68. I'm not
they're
sure if
home.
that's right.
Oh, they've
From the restart, Paddock hard against the boundary line, handballs it back in. Dino gathers it for Werribee Districts, got it to Taylor.
Oh,
He
that's
went straight
deliberate.
for the boundary line. Umpire said throw it in. 40 round from the Woodsman's goal, right forward pocket.
It's a bit early to be
20
doing
minutes
that.
gone. It should be a short quarter with the only one goal being scored. So we wait for the throw in now. McMahon got it down. Naef tried to barge his way through. So is Ryan now. He's wrapped up in a tackle by McCormack. Ball up.
Wyndhamvale have had a win, 8-3-51 to St Albans 4-11-35.
Well done there to the Falcons. Thrown back up. Prismal tried to get the clearance. Now the ball's in up with Callard, close to the boundary line again. They are. Quick kick by Langland's high ball. They need a mark to the Woodsman, but in front, Molavas did real well there. Stood his ground, took a strong mark in front of Bilby. The last line of defence.
Yeah, just hold it up, pick the right option.
21 gone now. Final quarter. This score's a dangerous kick. It's still a 2-on-1 in favour of the Woodsman. Ball's loose now, picked up there by Scudamore. Handballs over the top to Lee, up against the boundary line. He's seen out of bounds by Jordan Boyd. Throw in, centre wing. Probably, what are we, 80-foot round from the Woodsman's goal.
I'll just cast my eye over who has Naif at the moment, because he has really cut him to pieces on that clubroom side wing.
Boyd leads them to the football, gathers it, and then was touched. So it's a free kick to the Tigers.
He's paid for the grab that out.
Yeah,
He's done that a few times, Murray Boyd. Probably got away with it a few times as well.
Oh, it's too early to be running the clock down, I think, boys.
22 minutes gone. They're up by a goal. They haven't scored, the Tigers. If they can put one through the sticks, it might be enough. They've got to try to win the game rather than save it. There's so much at stake. The long ball down the wing. Wilson's going to fly from the back, but Davis did instead. Took the mark for the Woodsman, and he's got to be careful. He goes through the middle of the ground, searching for Coper, who took the mark.
He's out again.
He goes short. Here's Hamad. It was a dangerous ball coming late. It was McGuinness. Did the umpire pay the free? He did.
Advantage.
Paddock claims the advantage and kicks the goal. With Hamad still laying flat on his guts in the middle. Spotswood square things up. 8-13-61. Werribee Districts 9-7-61. We're in the 23rd minute of the final term, and they've kicked 3 goals, 3 to nothing in this final term, and we're all square. 2 points will be enough for Werribee, given the Sunshine result.
You just want to draw, don't you, Pep?
I just want to see who's picking up Naif on that wing, because...
Been trying to pick it up, but I haven't been able to find anyone next to him.
Get over someone.
26-25 first quarter, 27-11 second quarter, 27-30 third quarter. We've gone 23 and a quarter minutes final quarter. Umpire restarts play. Good hit out there by Boyd. Langlands could have been held not once, not twice, but it's play on. Lee now gets the clearance for Werribee Districts. Goes back inboard. Handballs to Alafraco. There's a quick kick inside 50 in the Molavas direction. Kinsella did well.
He's going to blow the whistle.
Oh, well done, Kinsella. Mark paid.
They're out
moves
again.
it on quickly. Gets it to Wilson. Plays on. He drives it to half forward in the Newton direction. Flies high. And he's able to get the one hand up. Norton running on the way. He's pushed out of bounds by Montalto, and well saved there by the Werribee Districts runner. So he didn't run into the interchange bench. We're going to throw in right where the Werribee Districts interchange bench is, about 70 round for the Woodsman's goal.
Newton's given him something up forward too.
Yeah.
He's in the contest, just giving him a contest every time.
24 gone, final term. There wouldn't be too long left based on what's gone before us. Kick inside 50. There's a chance. Davis is there. They go to ground. Scudamore lays the tackle. They'll hold things up. The Tigers in defence. They're holding firm enough.
That was the tap, Boyd to length. Jeez.
They've been brilliant today, those two.
Watching coming through again, Tommy. Here he comes.
Up they go, Boyd over the back. Spills to Scudamore. Kicks it out of defence. Alifraco's the target. He's got a bit of company there in Dimkovsky. Langlands gets onto it, but Lee makes sure he's going nowhere. Just ushers him over the boundary line. They'll throw it in. Close to 25 gone now.
Any score will do. Spotswood a quick snap.
Yep. At the stoppage. Boyd takes it cleanly out of the ruck, gives it to Patak for 2 in a row, snaps to the teeth, the goal! Newton again takes the mark.
Said he'd given him something.
And he'll kick the goal from point blank.
Jeez, great move by Anthony. Put him forward.
This could be so heartbreaking for Werribee Districts. They knew what was on the line today, and they have not given a yelp in this final term. Newton from the goal square. He's kicked it into the man on the mark, and the Tigers can do it. It's gathered by Norton. He throws it onto the boot. It's a behind. They're in front.
Backman's kick there. Wow.
Oh, no one saw that coming.
Garrett's getting himself in the highlight reel, I can tell you that.
Imagine if the siren goes now.
26 gone, straight down the guts. The chance for the Tigers. It spills to the front. Davis did well, gave it to Patak, throws it onto the boot, kicks to full forward. Here comes Newton again. Did he take the mark this time?
Man in front.
Yeah, he's paid it.
Who's it going to?
It's Garrett.
Newton
Yeah,
again.
He won't kick in the man.
Sure, he had to make up for his error before, and he just launched himself. This has just been unbelievable finish.
Handball it.
It's
If he kicks in the man the mark, that plane will drop out of the sky.
It is Spotswood by a point, 8-14, 62. Werribee 9-7, 61, 26 and a half gone. Newton, who's kicked one.
He's missed it.
He's missed this one, and he leaves the door slightly ajar for Werribee.
They've got to go down the
It's
middle.
one last roll of the dice.
They've got to go
Sean
down the
McGuinness
middle.
will do the kicking in. They've got to move it quick. There can't be long left. The quarters haven't gone much longer than they have at the moment.
They've got to go down
Has
the
to
middle.
go, just has to roll the dice, the Tigers. They're going to go out. The broadcast wing was a horrible kick. It's going to work out okay. Joe should have taken the mark. Spills it, picked it up, caught. Was it high?
Oh, he's paid. Done ball up.
No, ball
No,
up.
ball up. No,
Can't be a minute left.
no.
27 and a
Couldn't
quarter.
be.
There it is. Oh, unbelievable.
Spots would have stolen a 2-point win over Werribee. They hold the Tigers scoreless in the final term and all but end their finals hopes. You would think, but you never know. Well, this competition's thrown up, it's going to come down to next week. But Werribee will still be outside the 5 at the end of this round. Spotswood 8-15, 63. They kicked 3 goals, 5 in the last quarter to overturn a 21-point deficit, and they turned it into a 2-point win. Werribee 9-7, 61. Goal scorers for Spotswood. 2 goals to Dylan Callard, the rest were singles. Jordan Bennett, Wayne Patak,